You are now watching Zach Lesage, the best place to learn about competitive Pokemon TCG. Let's get it! Yo, what's poppin' peeps? Welcome back to the channel. Zach Lesage here. Word up. Today we are going to be covering over Pikachu VMAX. Now, Pikachu VMAX has some weird origins. I mean, no one's really playing it. I know that PJ from the Shuffle Squad played it. I know that Justin from Mind Blown did go ahead and cover it. And I know that Ian Rob's been playing it in some tournaments. So shout out to all of my inspirations there. It's really one of those things where I think the deck's kind of cool. It's kind of like a new age race. We're going to give it a try in this video. I'm using Ian's Rob as kind of a basis, so we'll see exactly what's going on there. I'm excited to try the deck out. If you like Pikachu VMAX, give it a like in the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We're so close to 6,000. Let's get it. Come on, let's seriously get there. And let me know in the comments below if you like Pikachu VMAX. Beyond that, check it out on objectivedeck.com. Maybe play some games with this deck, upload those right there. I put a lot of effort into that project, so you can totally check that out. And the list is in the description for you to copy and paste into PTCGO. That being said, let's give it a whirl and see exactly what's looking in this deck profile. So jumping into the deck profile, we see that there's Pikachu VMAX. This is a card when Vivid Voltage came out that no one really thought that we'd ever see play. Some players tried to add it into their Pikachu and Zekrom GX decks back then, but it never really did anything. Nowadays, we have Flaaffy to power up G-Max Volt Tackle. So you can do 270, you discard all energies attached to this Pokemon, you use Air Balloon, go into another one that you powered up with Flaaffy, rinse and repeat, 270 per turn. Quite a reasonable beatdown deck. And you got a few other options. Tapu Koko is a good way to get through things such as Zamazenta V. You have Zekrom that you can auto-paralyze your opponent. There's some cool techs going on in this deck, searching things out with Stormy Mountains. I think this deck just seems to work. You also have Pikachu with Circle Circuit, so you could do 30 times the amount of your bench Pokemon. You have access to Thunderbolt. You could have Charge to power yourself up. I think Pikachu has a lot of options that maybe Ray does not. So basically, we're going to see if this Pokemon, even though it's weak to fighting, and that might be a little in this format, Pikachu VMAX might have a chance to shine. We already saw that Ian Rob was able to go 7-3 at the Celiostat tournament with a very similar deck. This deck is heavily based off Ian's. I think I changed one card to switch for an Air Balloon and maybe a Stormy Mountain. Either way, I think the list is tight. We'll see exactly what's going on here in some gameplay. So I'm going to be playing against my pal, Matty Tate 98 from Chill TCG. And I was like, yo, I have this cool new deck. Let's duel, bro. Hello. We'll give it the cheese face. Of course, we'd like to go first and body our friend here. Hopefully that's the right strategy. And our hand is looking a little ick. I think we want to start with Mareep out of all cards here because this does have 3 retreats. So let's start with Mareep and hope that our deck can get a little bit better. So far, not so good. So this is really showing how the deck can be consistent. Oh, you want to know what? That's not the worst I've ever seen. So maybe we'll just start building up this Pokemon. I'm sure that right now Maddie's probably reading my Zekrom being like, I've never seen this card before. So we're going to use Crobat, get set up a little bit. Yeah, you want to know what? That was not great. But that's okay. We're going to go ahead and retreat here into a Crobat, and let's pass our turn away. We're going to have access to double Flaaffy, so maybe we'll be able to go Wild Shock and knock it a SUICUNE. That certainly would do enough. So Maddie playing one of the best decks in the format. Pikachu and Pikachu VMAX does get the knock it on it, even with these like little Zekroms. So as long as Maddie does not get out of Melanie, we're probably vibing against a Blizzard Rondo. So we'll have to see exactly what he has going on. But maybe it's not a lot. And for all we know, if we get a Quick Ball next turn, we are getting a knockout on that SUICUNE. So I think it makes a lot of sense for Maddie to get out of Sobble. There, obviously, the deck is going to be trying to get out things with Drizzile and all that good stuff. And looks like he's playing some more cards, trying to just get out more things. Maybe it's going to be another Sobble here. I really don't see what else he'd be looking for. It could be another SUICUNE. He might be worried that we are going to go for the Wild Shock knockout, but we do see the Sobble there. Okay. You want to know what? We are not really back in business, but that's okay. We could go... I think we just try to build up here and attack for... Just get built up with Zekrom. There's really nothing else that we can do. I might as well go for an Evolution Incense, thin my deck out of the Flaaffy. So you can see we're not doing Pikachu and Zekrom things, or Pikachu VMAX things. You can see I'm really not used to saying this card. I never thought I'd be playing this. Let's yeah, I mean, we're just gonna go ahead and pass here. So it sucks we could use Bite for 60, but I don't want to get knocked out. What? Maddie got the Lombre. We're gonna have to give the crazy face there and see exactly what's going on. So let's see exactly what's going on. We're gonna see a Fleet-Footed from Maddie. And maybe he's just gonna go for the knockout on the Crobats. That could grab out a boss's orders, which could set us back, but maybe we'd be able to get something else set up. You never know, maybe his boss's orders are prize in this deck. Some of these decks only play 1 or 2 boss's orders, so that very well could be what's going on in this matchup. I don't know. It's kind of weird. I'd like to get the knockout with Zekrom and draw some 2 prize cards, because we'd be sacrificing very limited cards. I think that's really the biggest thing that we need to worry about here. Yeah, if it's not the boss, he either has the boss in his hand or the boss's orders might just be prized. So we'll see. I will gladly take this Marnie. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He needs 1 more bench Pokemon to get the knockout here. Think he's probably doing the same math that I am doing for Blizzard Rondo. And it looks like it might just be enough for SUICUNE to take it. No, we gotta be careful because he has the Lotad and the Lombre set up. So Ludicolo can drop out if we do get a Pikachu VMAX set up. Cool. So there's the knockout. Maddie is going to take a brief lead in this game. Let's see if we can get set up here. We're going to set up this Pokemon because it has free retreat with the Air Balloon. Yeah, we're going to go for research here at this point. We're going to get those energies in our discard pile, but let's build up this Pokemon. Should be okay. And you want to know what? We're going to go for Stormy Mountains and start getting things like that set up. So we're going to go Stormy Mountains, get a Mareep set up. We can go ahead and maybe get a Tapu Koko V set up. That might not be too bad. So you can see we're starting to get those energies that we really wanted before just set up. So our deck's finally working. So this deck can just be a lightning box deck at some points. I mean, we don't have the Pikachu set up, but that's okay. We're just relatively vibing. So let's go Wild Shock for the knockouts, doing 260 damage. We'll take 60 damage to ourselves, but so far that's okay. The deck is so much shiny. And we do have that boss's orders as well, so if Maddie does put down another SUICUNE and cannot set it up with Melanie, or we might be able to just like overcome it. I think Maddie has to go after the Zekrom this turn, which will put him to 3 prize cards. We'll be able to take the knockout next turn with Tapu Koko and then get a Pikachu V set up at the very end. So a little bit of a rocky start for us. It sucks that Maddie probably missed some of those boss's orders early on in the game, but it happens. Maybe they're hiding away in those prize cards, or maybe just missed the play. It goes back and forth. You never know what players are thinking of, and I think that's like everyone's able to make their game as much as possible. But certainly we'll take the weakness factor here. I love that we have a free retreating Pokemon that has access to an attack that could do 400 damage against his deck. Obviously, they're going to have to work a little bit more for those knockouts than we will. Big old capacious buckets. So, looks like Maddie's going to be able to take the knockout here. It only has to do 70 damage. So we are going to see the scoop up net there. And, I mean, that doesn't mean that Maddie can get another Sobble down, so does have access to Drizzle. We know that his hand must have something, right? Okay, he's going to go and grab that Drizzle. I'm not sure what he's going to grab. Maybe an Evolution Incense, just to start getting off his quick shootings. That might be able to add up for the extra prizes that he's going to lose here. I think that might be the best thing. Maybe he'll... I honestly don't know what he's going to grab here. It could be anything. Cool. So we're going to see that Evolution Incense, and it is going to grab the Inteleon with Quick Shooting. Not sure. Maybe just focus the damage on the Mareep. That might be the best play in case it doesn't evolve, or maybe you could draw an extra prize card that way. Still using the Fleet-footed ability. Certainly not a bad call there at all. And just forgetting the Quick Shooting. I'm going to have to remind him after this game on how to use Inteleon. It's a pretty important card in our format. So we're going to send up our free retreating Flaaffy, and we have 3 energies in our discard pile now. So we can get everything all set up. Let's go ahead and get this Flaaffy set up. We can go ahead and go Stormy Mountains. We can grab a Pikachu V. So I'm going to get the Pikachu V set up in case we need to do a lot of damage. Some of these decks sometimes play Ice Rider, and if they sacrifice a single prize card Pokemon, could be something that we might have to deal with. Let's go ahead here and go Level Ball. Level Ball will just get another Mareep setup. And we should be relatively chilling. We're going to go for Dynamotor number 1. Dynamotor number 2. And Dynamotor number 3. And the thing is, Maddie cannot play Boss and Raihan, or Boss and Melanie in the same turn. So we're going to go ahead here and attack for Thunderous Bolts. And some people in the comments might be like, yo, Zach, if it wasn't weakness, you wouldn't have got that knockout. I would have definitely attacked with the Pikachu VMAX there, had it been something that I was not playing against a Suicune deck. I wanted to attack with a 2 prize card Pokemon, and this was just the better choice. But I could have got out the Pikachu V that turn and evolved into a Pikachu VMAX. So just throwing that into perspective, that's something that could have easily happened. Now, we got to see if Maddie's able to respond to a knockout here. A knockout here isn't really going to do too much. We might be able to see something like even like a double spin or a Rain Splash. Rain Splash could get a knockout with double Lotad or double Ludicolo. Don't think it's really possible. Just trying to think about unique ways on what could happen here. SUICUNE, cool. Yeah, so he's just got to get it all set up. And I mean, he's going to be close, like 1 prize card behind. Certainly could have been a few different ways, especially if he got the Quick Shooting Inteleons off a little bit earlier. Might have been able to hit some damage on a Mareep. And I mean, it's close. Our rocky start was really awkward. We should have been in a much better position this game. But I think he's going to be able to get the attack off, knock us out. There's 200 damage in play. But we just have the follow-up knockouts. So really the boss is what hurt Maddie the most in this matchup. But I know SUICUNE V has the weakness. A lot of decks can just knock out a SUICUNE V because it has a low amount of HP. Something to be considered that this deck can keep up with those kinds of decks, even after it has a little bit of a start. Pikachu VMAX, I know we haven't seen the attack, but we can do a lot of damage with Gmax Volt Tackle. So, I don't know, a lot of players might want to play Pikachu VMAX. Might not be the most competitive deck, might be one of those low-key competitive decks. So we're going to see the Blizzard Rondo, hand out Maddie the well played. So we're going to set up our Flaaffy here. Do this, and now we can attack with the Pikachu VMAX. So Pikachu VMAX, boom. Let's build up an energy on it. I just want to make sure that it costs 3. 1, 2, 3. You may discard all energies. We're going to discard all the energies and do a bunch of damage. Let's go Gmax Volts. Yes. Boom. We are doing 540 damage to take the dub against SUICUNE. We absolutely take those. So I'm doing another rematch against Mr. Matty Tate. We're going to win the coin flip again. I was like, play anything that's not fighting type, please, and we'll just play another normal game. So I think he wanted to really try his luck with some of these decks. Let's just go with a Pikachu V. I think this seems relatively fine. I mean, it's the only basic Pokemon we have in our hands, but our hand does seem pretty good compared to last game. So really, no complaints there. Maybe I just go ahead here, Stormy Mountains, look through the deck, see exactly what's going on, what's popping with these peaks. Now, if I attach an energy, it's not really going to do too much. We can get 2 energies back next turn, so I'm actually going to go ahead and go like this, retreat, retreat into the Mareep, and if we get double Flaaffy up next turn, we are good to go. So right now we already have 1 Flaaffy. We can attach 3 energies next turn. So this is working pretty okay so far. And if we could just kind of isolate these Dragapult Vs, we're in a really good spot. So this is a great start for Pikachu. If we win second, we do have access to Charge. And if they don't knock us out, Charge is a really good attack. So we'll have to see. Dragapult, I find, typically has a very poor turn 1. Doesn't necessarily get too much going on. Really not a lot too much going on. I don't think Stormy Mountains is going to do anything at all for Maddie here. I don't think that there's any kind of Dragon or Lightning Pokemon they're putting in their deck. And they discarded the Path, so we are going to have access to ours as well for another turn. And yeah, bite on the Mareep. It could add up though with the max phantom damage counters. If we are able to get the knockout, this could be absolutely huge for us. So we're gonna evolve into Flaaffy because that's energy number 1. Let's go for Stormy Mountains, get something else out of our hands or out of our deck. Let's go ahead and grab another Mareep. I think we want to build up as many Mareep as possible. And let's go ahead and let's pitch this hand away. Hopefully we can get the attack off with the Pikachu VMAX. We might be able to here, actually. So we're going to have Level Ball. Level Ball is going to get us a Flaaffy. And we can evolve the Flaaffy. We can attach the energy. We can use another Level Ball. I don't think there's anything that we particularly want to grab here. We just want to grab a use Crobat and see if we can get something going on. So a little bit short here. We can attack. We can use Dynamotor. Yeah, it's kind of awkward. So I guess at this point, like, we don't have enough energies that we can use Thunderbolt. We don't really have anything that we can use Charge with. I don't really want to get knocked out here. So that was a huge miss on our behalf. Let's go ahead and retreat into the Crobat. I think that's probably fine. We missed it. Sad. We literally would have, like, taken that game. But we'll see what Maddie's able to get here. So there's Path to the Peak. That was really the only ability that we play in our deck. And he does get out the Dragapult. And does have the Drizzile. So Drizzile is really where things start to get a little bit sticky for us. But you want to know what? We are going to be able to pitch a bunch of Lightning Energies into our discard pile. And we are going to have access to Dynamotor. So this is really where our big plays can come from. And we'll see exactly what's going on here. Fog Crystal there is going to grab an energy for Maddie, and I wouldn't be surprised if he had another one there already for Drizzile and just grabbing a Research. Maybe Research or maybe Marnie. I'm honestly not sure. One or the other could be good. We do have 6 cards in our hand, and I mean, Maddie is attacking okay. Unfortunately, it's a Marnie. We had all those Lightning Energies in our hands. That kind of sucks for us, but it is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. So we'll see what hand we can draw into and see what's going on. Maybe Pikachu can get set up still. It's a very good hand off of Marnie. And it's going to knock out the Flaaffy on the bench. Yep, so Max Phantom's going to do 130 to the active, 50 damage to the bench Flaaffy. And that extra damage, like this extra turn, is really just like not good for us. That's okay, we did get another Flaaffy. Really not too upset about that. Let's go for an Evolution Incense. Searching our deck for a Pikachu VMAX. And I mean, we're part of the way there. Kind of. Let's go Level Ball for another Mareep. And we're going to go for Marnie here. Hopefully we can get out of the active spots. So unfortunately for us, we missed another energy. Yeah, the energies that got put down to the bottom of the deck were absolutely outrageous. We do have access to Stormy Winds, so we could maybe get an attack off. If we switch Retreat, yeah, we can't get the energies off, so we're going to have to leave this Crobat just to get knocked out. Unfortunately, like, we don't have a lot of good things going on, so we're just gonna have to pass again. And this extra, like, prize cards and extra damage just being done, absolutely killing us. So while decks like this can be good, Flaaffy decks have a lot of cards that are devoted to just powering up Pokemon. So if you think about other popular decks that accelerate energies, such as let's just say SUICUNE, for example, that we saw in the last game. They're playing like 3 Melanie, and they're playing 1 Raihan. This deck's playing 4 Mareep, 4 Flaaffy, ways to find them out, stuff like that. So it's very difficult to make decks like this super consistent. So while it's a fun deck to play, I'm going to say that unless it's going to be very strong in this metagame, we're going to be struggling a lot of the time. And depending on how things go, we still could be in a good spot. We'll see exactly what's going on here. Let's send up Tapu Koko because Tapu Koko does have the free retreats. So certainly not a bad idea there. At this point, I'd like to maybe get away to attack with Zekrom if we have that option. But unfortunately, the Zekrom is prized. So let's get another Pikachu. We'll put out the charge one because the other one is better at attacking. Let's go Air Balloon, put that onto this Pikachu VMAX. And let's go for a Professor's Research. Actually, you want to know what? We're only 1 energy away, so let's go for a Marnie. I think Marnie might be a little bit better. And we do get the other energy, so we are able to kind of balance back and forth. And I mean, we'll see exactly what's going on. We're going to go Retreat here. And go for G-Max Volt Tackle. So we're going to discard all the energy. Yep, you can see we're doing the 270 damage. And we're able to evolve into a Pikachu VMAX next turn and really make it happen. So Maddie can win this game by bringing up a Flaaffy this turn, doing double quick shooting to the bench one and hitting it for 5 to knock out 2 prize cards. So if I Marnied him into that, certainly can be difficult for us. You could also just draw one of those prize cards and we would not be able to set up the Pikachu. So with the double quick shooting, we're really in trouble here. This game, our deck just didn't get set up. So you can see now we only have access to a 2 energy attack. But maybe that's the best thing that we can do. With the lack of energy on Maddie's side, we still might have a slight chance. So let's go for Stormy Mountains, grabbing this Pikachu. Because Pikachu can do enough with Circle Circuit, so 30 times the amount of each of your bench Pokemon. So we could go ahead and do that, build this up. Dynamotor that. And at this point, I think we actually want to keep our hands. It sounds like it's really awkward, but we are going to be able to take a prize card here, which seems really good. Let's go for Circle Circuit. Yeah, so 120 out of nowhere with this Pikachu. Utilizing a different attacker, and this is why we play one of those promo ones. So you can see we got some of the cards needed. We have the Pikachu VMAX. Quick Balls would have been great earlier on, so we could have got some of those attacks out. Maybe we can get out to that Dragapult V before it evolves. We're kind of stuck on a clock here because Maddie wins the game in 3 turns with those quick shootings. We need to win the game in 2 turns in order to win. So maybe he will not be able to evolve. Maybe he will be able to evolve. Maybe things will get a little bit sticky. These are the things that we got to watch out for. And I'm not entirely sure. Maybe he's just going to use some kind of stall strategy. His hand looks like it might not be as good as what we once thought it was. So I think he's probably going to start quick shooting on the Flaaffy. Start building that up. Maybe if he's able to get a bite out or something like that. I don't know. This game seems like it's absolutely crumbling for him. Now, unfortunately for us, we don't really have too much going on. I think we're going to be forced to attack with this Pikachu V. Actually, you want to know what? It might not even actually matter. We might not need the Pikachu. We actually would need the Pikachu VMAX. So we're going to go ahead and evolve into this, and we're going to try to find a way out of the active spot. We need to find a switch or an air balloon this turn. So let's thin out of everything that we possibly might have. We have 1 switch, 2 air balloons. We're not going to evolve into a Pikachu VMAX there. I don't necessarily think... Actually, you want to know what? There's really nothing that stops us from having it. Let's go ahead and do that as well. So we're going to go ahead and play Professor's Research and try to get out of the active spots. So we are going to find the way out of the active spots, and we are able to go retreat. Oh, we have Dynamotor as well. Dynamotor, we could build up an energy there because that one has the free retreat. And let's just go attack with Chonk Pikachu. G-Max, we're not going to be discarding the energies here. So we are a boss's orders away from winning this game potentially on Maddie's Dragapult V. Now, he could have boss's orders and knock this out with just like bites. And that would certainly be scary. But it seems like his hand's a little bit weak. And no boss's orders, so we do see that Marnie. Are we going to be able to find a boss's orders this turn is the big question for us. And looks like the answer is going to be no. We're a little bit short here. Yeah, I think this game's absolutely it. So the damage on the Flaaffy again. Will we be able to get it? No, I don't think so. We'll double check through the deck. We'll discard the energy so we have one for Flaaffy. There's Pikachu. The two bosses are there, but they're just not available. This is well played for Maddie. Yeah, so we just can't have anything that can bring up the Dragapult, and he just snipes this for quick shooting. There's that Zekrom that would have been really good, but he's just going to get the quick shooting play. That's why this deck's so good, because it can just automate damage counters. Well played to Maddie. Dragapult matchup was kind of close. We were really close to knocking out that Dragapult really early on in the game, but we just couldn't get there. It happens to the best of us. Pikachu VMAX, little inconsistent. And that's what we got going on for our chonky friend, Pikachu VMAX. The deck seems like it can do a lot of damage, but it sometimes struggles to get set up consistently. I think Flaaffy is just one of those cards where we really need to have something more. Maybe Ultra Ball's that card. Quick Ball might not be enough to really function with these type of engines. We'll see what the future holds for this deck, but if you like watching Pikachu VMAX, give this video a thumbs up, like, subscribe to the channel. Let's get to 6,000 peeps. We can do it. Let me know in the comments what you think. And again, you can copy and paste the list right into PTCGO in the description, so you can play along with this deck if you want to. Maybe a little bit more casual, or maybe you have a younger sibling, child at home that wants to be playing this deck. Try it out. It's super cool. I'll catch up with all y'all later. Have a great one. Peace out. I want to give a huge shout out to everyone who's become a channel member. It's one of those things where I appreciate every single person who watches my videos, and I mean, that's really where it counts, but for the channel members, they've gone out of their way to financially support me, and I truly appreciate that gesture. It's one of those things when I started channel memberships up on my channel, and I just didn't know if anyone was ever going to do it, so I truly appreciate everyone taking the plunge, taking a leap of trust, and investing in me as a content creator. Truly makes a difference for me each and every month. If you haven't already thought about becoming a channel member, you might want to contribute to the channel, and I do put everything back into the channel to make it the best possible place to watch for Pokemon TCG content. Again, I truly appreciate everyone. Thank you so much. Cheers. I truly appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch this video. It means the world to me. And my goal with this channel is to spread my love of the game and knowledge with our entire Pokemon TCG community. If you haven't already, help signal boost this video to other Pokemon TCG fans by liking it, sharing it with your friends, and subscribing to the channel. Hopefully we reach our goals really soon. Check out this recommended video, and have yourself a great day. Thanks.